why is ReZero's marketing so bad? ReZero discussion from Mr. Acou and Co. I never really thought about this. Is there an issue with the marketing? Because like I thought that ReZero is just excelling so well. You know, the fandom is strong and it gets the recognition that it deserves. And I thought that everything was fine, but I never really looked at like behind the scenes, like actual numbers of like why ReZero's marketing might be bad.
ReZero's marketing team is straight up awful. Okay, I wouldn't go that far since we received some amazing promotional artwork, trailers, and merchandise. However, the way ReZero's been handled so far leaves a lot to be desired. And I mean a lot, a lot. To begin, I'll start with one of the most standout frustrations that I have at the moment, which is the apparent non-existence of any promotional video for the beginning of
Spoke too soon. Okay, the trailer did come out recently, yes.
Season 3 Core 2. As of January 20th, the day I'm writing this, we have received almost nothing for Core 2, despite it starting in a little over 2 weeks, which is frustrating. I'm honestly not sure why they're not treating this as a big a deal as it is. As much as it's sensible to have a core break.
I mean, it came out, what, yesterday or 2 days ago, right? About January 22nd or 23rd-ish. 2 weeks out, actually. They timed it specifically, right? Because the first episode is dropping in February 5th. I think they dropped the trailer about a day or 2 days ago. It's just 2 weeks out. So Kadokawa timed it on that 14th day. They thought that, I don't know, they got their fucking data analysts. They got their number guys. And they're like, yes, sir. Kadokawa, sir. It takes 2 weeks perfectly. Drop a trailer 2 weeks before. And it's the perfect amount of hype to build up leading into it.
Break for scheduling. Most anime don't even run consecutive cores nowadays anyway. ReZero's marketing team has done almost nothing to keep fans engaged during the break period, and it's kind of ridiculous. We already know that ReZero is an extremely popular anime to say the least.
Fun fact, this scene right now, Memory Snow with Petra and Subaru, this is literally hinting at the bunny scene because they attach a horn into this rabbit mecha robot thing.
And that Kadokawa's sales and swaths of merchandise and events that they hold. But to be honest, it feels like they...
Let's look at that, hold up. This is the ranks, titles, name of series. Overlord number 1. Wow. ReZero number 2. Eminence and Shadow number 3. Made in Abyss number 4. Overlord is that strong? 2 years after season 2, by the way. Okay. Code is still there. Interesting. Okay. But a couple of cuckoos? What the hell is a couple of cuckoos doing over here? I remember watching a couple episodes of this rom-com and I was like, all right, it's okay, but it's that popular?
But to be honest, it feels like they just don't want to capitalize on it. Moving on from that short frustration, the ReZero Ian accounts across social media are kind of a joke. I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate that they exist, but don't you think it's kind of ridiculous that whenever the anime isn't airing, the account goes radio silent?
There's no passion. They remembered the password. Yeah. There's definitely a problem if people say this every time the account manager decides to do their jobs. Yeah, again, the marketing team, they're kind of dropping the ball. They should be doing promotional stuff even when the show is not airing to kind of like gauge the hype, right? You can't just like take a fucking how many month break and be like, oh shit, ReZero's airing again. I gotta pump out a tweet.
I mean, just now, you can see the disparity between their posts. This one being posted at the end of November.
Amelia and Subaru are ready, and so are we, Blue Heart. Subaru and Amelia saving all the feels. Just let Okeanics run the fucking account, bro. just honestly, ReZero, like, you don't need an official. I mean, yes, you do, but there are so many fucking crazy Delulu Twitter accounts dedicated towards ReZero. The dedication is fucking crazy, bro. And these tweets, it feels NPC exactly. When I read it, it just feels like ChatGPT. Give me the most like soulless fucking tweet regarding ReZero that I can just fucking post for a paycheck. I feel like maybe I'm being very harsh on these, but a simple fucking tweet like this, it just seems so bare bones, so lack of enthusiasm. They're just writing it in, no passion.
And the next one being posted nearly 2 months afterwards. Other shows aren't great either, with JJK even receiving minimal attention. Maybe Crunchyroll is just lazy. But given that this account has posted...
Crunchyroll fucking sucks. Now, I wonder if there could be comparisons made of like other shows, right? How much like promotional stuff they do. Because like, yeah, ReZero, you know, account. didn't post when it was on break, but like, what about other shows? What's like the standard of like other marketing teams for different shows and how they do compared to the ReZero team?
Posted almost nothing between season 2 and season 3. It really makes you think. On that note, as much as I know anime production is extremely difficult, and we're honestly blessed with the most consistently
That's crazy, bro. Subawall. The Subawall theory, bro. They're the same person.
great adaptation of ReZero. Obviously there's some hiccups, it's not perfect. However,
Did he look weird here? Why does it look weird here? I'm looking at his face. Does it look that weird? I feel like we're splitting hairs at this point. Like, does this frame look that bad? If this is supposed to be an example of what a bad frame is, I don't know. Like, the nose being a little blocky, the face in a very awkward angle. I don't know. If I'm looking at it, I feel like it's the face, right? Because the arm, the body, everything looks fine. The whip looks fine. The surrounding lines to provide emphasis, but like the face, I don't know. Is it that bad? I don't know. I can't tell.
perfect. However, the gaps between these seasons are kind of annoying. Going back to Katakoa's profit records, them taking a major tank in profits once ReZero gets off air, and ReZero staying in the top 10 long after it's finished airing, it's clear that people want more ReZero, and Katakoa should obviously want more seasons of ReZero to be made.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, these nearly 4-year-long gaps between each season gets ridiculous. Other popular
You could maybe reason that like Katakoa believes in ReZero so much that they don't go out of the way to like boost it. Like rather than focusing on what's already doing well and promoting it beyond, why not focus on other things? Because again, ReZero doesn't need it compared to the other shows. And if you kind of do like I don't know, some sort of like cost benefit analysis at the end, maybe their team decided that, hey, the simulation has been run. Promoting other shows that's not ReZero is going to be beneficial for us in the bottom line compared to just promoting ReZero. I don't know.
great series like Apothecary Diaries, Frieren, Dungeon Meshi, and hell, even Spice and Wolf. I love Spice and Wolf, but it's definitely not as popular as these others, unfortunately. Have received almost immediate announcements for the second season.
Unfortunate about Spice and Wolf, these look like butt plugs, by the way. Spice and Wolf, it's a remake though, right? And a lot of the audience has grown up. It's a legendary OG show, but a remake like that trying to compete with these new gen shows in this current era is probably not going to get as much attention.
Seasons. All being 2 cores, I believe. Which is honestly amazing, but it leaves me wondering why. Why does it take them so long to announce more seasons of ReZero?
Why? I don't know. The studio White Fox is busy. They're trying to give the show as the best attention it can get. Personally, I have no clue of what the actual timeline should be. Could they have pumped out another season within a 2 years rather than 4-year timeline? I don't know. I don't work in the fucking industry. But if they are deciding to take their time to make sure we get a quality product by, again, just waiting, I think 4 years is fine to me. Like, what I'm trying to say is, I don't know an arbitrary number of how fast you could actually pump this shit out. But if they need the 4 years to make good quality anime, I'm willing to wait.
I swear, if they keep this up with the current schedule, and assuming that they do 2 arcs per season on average, and that there are going to be 12 arcs in total, Tappe might change it, I don't know. It means that there's going to be about 6 seasons of ReZero.
Nice.
Maybe 1 more because some arcs are longer than others. Let's just say 7. It'll take till 2040 till it's done adapting.
And you know what? I'll still probably be here. 15 years? You give me 15 years of content? Good. To me, like, again, like, to me, like, the content creator, like, this is great news. You know? Like, rather than finishing that shit and being over with, like, bro, stall it. Stall it and just drip feed it, and I can just keep fucking farming that shit. I'm willing to wait. For the average consumer, though, you want it immediately, right? You want everything immediately. So, also, 2040, I think, yeah, it could be undershooting the estimations. We could be going to 2050, baby. Who knows? It's also very going to be interesting with the with technology just being exponentially growing, right? How will the animation industry change with AI? That's going to be very fascinating. Within that next decade, will technology become so good that like there will be other ways to really like, you know, make efficient things happen using AI and other things? Could anime be produced at a much more efficient rate? Could this timeline then be dwindled down? I don't know.
Of which I hope they fully adapt it. It's an anime, not a fucking Bethesda game. Bethesda games always end up mid anyway. For comparison, MHA has received 7 seasons with multiple movies, while also first airing in 2016.
Okay.
To be fair though, ReZero has a ton of extended episodes, and Season 3 will most likely have 38 episodes. Unless they rebrand it to Season 4.
It better fucking go 30 episodes and cover Arc 6, man.
But Arc 6 is under the Season 3 production committee. Also, ReZero looks like this, and MHA's backgrounds look like those stupid-ass child carpets. Just kidding, I love those things. Not MHA, though.
Okay. MHA, just kidding. Shit on. I have no opinions about MHA other than that the fandom is fucking rabid regarding their shippings, but okay.
Now, before we move on to some other bullshit, I'd like to take a little break to request that you subscribe to our channel.
Okay.
It would help us out a lot, and we're going to do a lot more mixed anime manga, video game content.
Cool, cool.
Our main focus is ReZero and Persona, so if you're a fan of either of those two, I recommend sticking around, because there will be a lot more where that came from. Now back to the video. This next one really pisses me off because it gives a lot of people the wrong impression of the series. Namely, the marketing team's refusal to include male characters in much of their promotional material.
Well, what do you think is gonna get the numbers, man? Big booba waifus or a bunch of dudes? Now, if you put Natsuki Schwartz up there, Natsumi Schwartz, right? If you put Otto, you know, Subaru and Garfield in their cross-dressing forms and whore them out, even Julius, maybe. But like, the numbers, bro. Like, it's just a cold numbers game. And more people see hot girls as... they just want that more, right? They want to see Priscilla, Liliana going to Soapland. They don't care about Subaru. That's what the people want.
I mean, look at this one from this year's upcoming Anime Japan.
Ooh, Class of the Elite, baby! Look at that! My immediate fucking eyes went to Class of the Elite. I love this show so much. We got Coat. I got no clue about these. Panties and Stocking and Garl. Isn't that like a really old show? That's crazy. She's fucking flashing her panties here. This low-key reminds me of My Little Pony art, actually. Anyways, we got Oshinoku at the top. We got Amelia. Yeah, no room for Subaru, bro. And, like, again. They could have added 4, right? Like, look. Because, like, if you're going to use the numbers game here as, hey, look, there's only slot for 3. Well, Oshinoko had 4. Could you not position Subaru to be in, like, a corner over here? I don't know. Costume of the Elite did 3 and included, you know, Ayano Koji. But, I don't know. It's just eye candy. Girls, better.
Not even just that one, but the year before that as well.
Go back. Let's see. Amelia. Yeah. Anakoji really gets put on a lot, huh? Anakoji and Sakayanagi here. We got Kuze and Alisa too. Roshitere, okay. Overlord, we got a fucking skeleton dude. The succubus girl. Aqua's still here. Konosuba Kazuma's here. Subaru is just gone. Maybe people realize that people fucking hate Subaru. I don't know. Like, if you think about it, a lot of people don't like Subaru at all. They hate him. And it's because ReZero decides to portray Subaru in a very bad light because the author has the balls to show that this main character is not a perfect person. He has a lot of flaws and he's working on them. And this has created a polarizing opinion about the main character. So maybe it's in their best interest to remove that fucker and just put the girls in the show. The other shows like Ayano Koji, Kazuma, you know, Aqua, Kuze, a lot of people like them, right? Because they're not polarizing. They people genuinely love them. But Subaru, like, I don't know. I wonder if Mushoku Tensei promos then, do people remove Rudius? I don't know.
For that as well. Looking at all the other promotional artworks, they all include their main characters. Except for, you fucking guessed it, ReZero. instead opting to present Rem and Ram. And don't get me wrong, I love these characters, but they're not even in the current arc of Season 3.
Yeah, but a lot of people see them and they know them, right? It's just eye candy.
It's not even just their refusal to use male characters, but the refusal to use nearly any character that isn't Rem, Ram, and Amelia. It's like they're eternally stuck in 2016. We could also see this with the
But they're so like iconic characters, you know? I would have loved to see Reinhardt in there, but they're very iconic characters, Rem and Ram.
Figures that they decide to produce. Out of the thousands, not actually thousands, but the thousands of ReZero figures that are out there on the market, there's a single one with Subaru.
Patras! Let's go! Yeah, I guess they decided that like this is an intentional thing. This is not by chance, by the way. Like, I'm starting to realize that like the marketing team, whoever's working on ReZero stuff, they realize that people despise Subaru. And it's in their best interest to, again, show the other girls and other characters around him. And it's not surprising to me that they would go this direction, considering, like, again, Subaru in Season 1, he's a very detestable character. A lot of people fucking hate this character. And that's the entire point, to portray him in this negative light, to show you that the average NEET that will get transported here with this kind of complex would crash out like that. It's a very realistic story. But again, people, that they have a very polarizing viewpoint on Subaru. Therefore, focus on the girls. Focus on the other characters around Subaru. Just do that.
Not including the Nendoroids, of course. And it still has Rem in it.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Nendoroids, we have characters like Felt and Krush, but rather than trying to include characters like Reinhardt, Julius, Al, Priscilla, Anastasia, Wilhelm, or even Ferris, they decided to make kid versions of Rem and Ram.
That's how popular Rem and Ram is. Really though, like if you look at any ReZero cosplay, if you look at any ReZero content, Rem and Ram are the faces. That's how popular they are. It makes sense to me that they would want to focus on what is the most popular.
Seriously? And it's not like Good Smile has a tough time making these figures. I mean, they made a fucking swimsuit Marin Kitagawa. Oh. No shade though. Actually,
you put Subaru's jacket on Kitagawa Marin.
All the shade because I'm irrationally angry.
Alright.
Because you know how damn cool it would be to have an Aldebaran Nendoroid.
Yeah, having an Aldebaran fucking figurine would be sick.
But instead we get this. Someone sensible, please get on the ReZero merchandise team. Because I think I can speak for all of us when I say we'd rather get a Subaru figure than the many, many Rems that already exist.
We can have both. Listen. I just feel like this guy's personal opinion and his preferences has no weight in the overall corporate sales team at whatever they're doing in Kadokawa. Don't you think that Japanese companies wants to maximize as much money as possible? I think it makes a lot of sense to me why they're actively avoiding Subaru. And yeah, false dichotomy, we can have both? Maybe. But like, a situation where we don't have both and they only focus on Rem and Ram and other girls, it's probably a lot more profitable. That's just a fact. That's just the cold, true fact. It's just business. This is not marketing teams having an L. This is them understanding at a greater scale with data. No one likes Subaru. Everyone loves Rem and Ram. Whore them out. Give everybody Amelia Rem Ram. That's what people want. Some people, diehard fans, will, right? The exception will have this guy's opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you think from a corporation perspective of trying to maximize profits, it makes a lot of sense to me why they're avoiding male characters.
To finish up here, I want to give one last I hate you to Crunchyroll. And their
yeah, fuck Crunchyroll, let's go.
Translation mistakes. Going nearly 8 for 8 in Core 1 is crazy. And it's really unfortunate too, because these subtitles are the ones that dub voice actors have to read over. ReZero honestly has an amazing dub, and if you haven't heard it yet, you should totally give it a shot. It's really unfair to these dub voice actors that they're given incorrect scripts from the get-go.
Damn, so not only are the subtitles fucked up, and you need random fans on Twitter to fix them and ping Crunchyroll and then say, do this shit, and then they fix it. The English dub are fed wrong scripts. And then the English voice actor, I'm sure, gets flamed for that. That is fucked up.
And for people who watch the dub, they might end off confused, as some of the scenes mischaracterize Subaru, such as this one.
Yeah, this is the most heinous one, right? Where it completely ruins his development, as it portrays as him being a narcissistic person saying, I'm the one suffering, when in fact, it's everyone else suffering. And it completely botched his character development, and it's just like, Crunchyroll, what the fuck are you doing?
Or just make the scene confusing, which it doesn't have to be. They literally just need to look over their translations. But honestly, it sometimes feels like they just don't care.
They don't.
And I wouldn't mind if these weren't the scripts for the dub, because they could be fixed later, but what's so messed up is that some of these lines have been fixed in post.
Yep.
But the dub voice actors are still given outdated translations.
That's so unfortunate. I never even thought about like the dub voice actors being fed this garbage, man. Because like, yeah, the subs can be changed later on, right? We can also have fan subs later, and that's gonna be even way more detailed. But the English dub, that's a one and done recording, bro.
To conclude, after all this, do I know why the marketing isn't the best? Not really. But it's most likely because the Kadokawa is filled with out-of-touch Gentiles that don't know how to market to people in the modern day.
I, again, feel like their figurine choices of sticking to Rem is a very safe choice, and it's very smart, actually. There are way more iconic characters that way more casual people would buy. And Subaru, again, being a polarizing figure and avoiding male characters like that, it's actually pretty smart from a profitability standpoint. Regarding the social media accounts, that is pretty unfortunate. I wish that they would do more marketing, but again, I don't even know other marketing, Twitter accounts for official accounts for animes that just does a better job. I'm not sure. Regarding like the 4-year of how long it takes White Fox to make these animes, I got no clue, right? Who really knows, like, are they stalling? Are they, is this the actual timeline required to make proper anime? I have no clue. I don't have insider information, but if 4 years is what it takes to make quality anime like this, I'm willing to wait that 4 years. What else is there? Crunchyroll? Yeah, fuck Crunchyroll, pretty much.
Is ReZero the worst managed IP? I'd say
No.
Absolutely not, but
No, not even close.
looking at it from an outside perspective, I believe we could get a lot more from our favorite series.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I enjoyed his passionate rants about, ReZero, because it comes from a place of passion again. Please go check out this guy's channel, Mr. Acou and Co. There's the link. Give it a like if you did. I'll see you guys next time.